Hello everybody, welcome back to the craft room, and it's Stocker Filler Wednesday. Yay! So what I've made is this little cute little box, and when you open it, I've mashed this up because I've been opening and shutting it and messing about with it, but it do open, and it will open a bit better on this one because I've changed the sequin of it. But when you open it, because I've been messing with it today, and I've put an insert in it of an acetate top, and it's got 8 2 4 6 8 little tea light candles, and with an acetate, and this is a thick acetate, and it's got like a pattern on it, and I had that from the Hunky Dory, and I've had it in my stash forever. I've got a few with different, there you go, it will fit, and then when you put the top on, it will fit on there as well. And then what you'll need is 2 pieces of a sturdy-ish card. This measures 5 by 5, and then for the lid you want to measure it 5 1/8 and 5 1/8 for the lid, and all you want to do is score it at 1 inch all the way round. So 1 inch, turn it, and 1 inch, turn it, 1 inch, turn it, and 1 inch. I did do it that on that one, that's why it's a bit tight, that I done it with doubled it over. I done the 2, and that's why it's a bit thick, so that's why I'm just doing it with the 1 inch. So fold and burnish all your score lines, make sure they're all nicely folded and straight. And then cut up your score line to your score line, and notch them out because it helps fold your box neat. And then go to this side, notch it out. All you're doing is cutting your score line out. That's all you're doing. And then corner that out. Go to this side and do exactly the same. Up to your score line and notch them out, and then do the same on this side. Up your score line, cut your score line out and notch that out, and there you have something that looks like this. And then this is going to be the bottom, so let me rid of that, and I'm going to get my wet glue, and I'm going to pop some wet glue onto these 4 little tabs, like so, and pop some on this side, and this dries clear and it dries quick, so measure that and make sure it's square and flush. And then this side, make sure that's nice and flush, which it is, like so. And then you pop these down, and you pop some glue on these too when it wants to come out. There you go. Some glue on this side, and they're easy, and it's a nice little gift for somebody. And just pop that over, and you can buy a packet of these little tea lights. I think I had 40 in the pound shop, obviously for £1 for 40. And then I'm just going to use these ones because they're, so you go 2 4 6 and 8. They will fit the 8. Okay, so that should put my pin back in there before that dries up, if I can see. Okay, then I'm going to get my acetate, and as I said, this was from Hunky Dory, and it's really thick and it's got this little pattern on it, and I'm going to pop that on my scoreboard, and this is 5 by 5, and I'm just going to score this an inch, and I'm going to give it a good score because this is quite thick acetate, so I'm going to score it a few times. Okay, and same on there, an inch. Okay, and last side, pop it on there, and then an inch. And then just fold and crease these down as best as I can. And fold down. Like that. And you can use ordinary acetate, but I'm using this because it was in my stash and I don't use it, so I thought let's use it up. And then that, and just the same as you do your ordinary box, you cut up your square and notch them out. Okay, take them out, cut up your score line, cut your score line out. Okay, and I didn't do that one, very good. There you go. Go this side, cut your side, cut up your score line, cut your score line away. Cut your side, cut your score line, and cut your score line out. These are those bits, like that, put them in the bin. And I'm going to use the glue on here because this will dry clear and you won't see it then. And this, I don't know if it'll hold it, we shall see. If it don't, I'll have to use the tape on here. I don't know if this will hold it. I used tape on the other one. I don't think this will hold it. We shall see. No, it's not going to hold. So it might if I leave it long enough, but it's not long. It's not quick enough for me. So I'm gonna just put tape on this. So I get my tape a minute. Without anything falling off. And I'm just going to put some double-sided tape. I can't find the block, I just use the scissors. Put them. And put some more on there. You only need enough to stick it down. Okay, it's wide enough. Like that. Okay. Okay. And last piece. That's all right. Without everything falling on me. So that's all right. It's all falling on the floor now. Anyway, take the backing off. Take the backing off and just square your him up so he's flush, like so. And then the same with this side. And thank you everybody for your lovely comments on my last video. As I said, with that woman being very rude, saying I was boring. But hey yo, don't like it, just jog on. I am who I am. That's me. There's no airs or graces with me, mind. What you see is what you get. And that's who I am. And if you don't like me, just don't watch me, innit? You know. That's me. And I know my loyal subbies, they like what they see, so there you go. So there you got that stuck down like that, and then you just pop this inside there if you can. It is a bit of a struggle, but it will go. You just gotta fight with it. There you go. I had terrible trouble with the last one because they move, look, see, they went on top of one another. But it will go if you fight with it, and I'm not fighting on camera with it. So then you get your other piece that is 5 1/8, and I'm doing it the opposite side to do the lid, and it's 5 1/8 by 5 1/8, and you scored it the same 1 inch all the way around, like so. Like so, and you put that in there, and then you fold and burnish all these sides. Make sure they're all nice and straight, and do exactly the same. Cut your side, cut up the score line and cut that out. And you've got that. Cut your side, cut up your score line, cut that away. And you've got that. Cut your side, cut up your score line, cut your score line away. And then do the opposite side. Cut up your score line, cut out your score line. There you have that. And you're going to put some glue on these corners. And make sure these are flush to the side. Stick them down like so. Like so. And then do this side. And then this side. And pop that in. Make sure it's flush. Stick that in. Make sure that's nice and flush. So, put my glue, my pin back in the glue. So, and then I got this little punch, little circle punch. And then on your sides, just pop it in about as far as it'll go, wind does it, and judge the center. Just give you a little thumb circle, and do the same with it. Judge the center and cut it out, and you've got that. and it just helps to lift off the lid, and then pop your lid on. There you go, that's lovely. And then you can decorate it as you want to. I got another piece of this paper, and I'm just gonna cut it up like so. And about this much, don't need much. And do that, pop that over that side. Cut that side. Cut that there. And I'm just going to round these corners. Like that. Like that. And then I'm going to punch a little hole. Like that. And pop that in there. Then I got a bit of blue twine. I'm going to fold it up twice, like that. I'm going to pop that in there. Pop the ends in to there, like so. Cut the excess off because I don't want it that long. That's fine. And there you've got your little tag as well. And I'm just gonna stick this on with a bit of sticky just across the back, because my glue dots just fell on the floor, and that's so with everything else. That needs sorting out. And I'm just going to pop that on there, and then I can write on there when I'm ready. And then I'm just going to pop on some little gems. Put one in the centre of there. I jumped off there. Like that. And that's my little box for a stocking filler, or you can give it to anybody you want. It could be a teacher's gift, or let's see if I can get this on now. Sometimes if you just play along with it, it'll go in. But on camera, you know what it's like, girls, on camera, it never goes as you want it. But it will go, it will fit it. But I'm not messing with it. But that's the one. And then, if you've got people that's in a nursing home, or if you've got teenagers and they can't use proper candles, and you've got tea lights, and when you've got them on, they're like so, you could make this little box for them. And I shall show you how to do this box. So you can, instead of using proper candles in this little box, put the lid back on there now. Instead of using this box, you could have them in this box. So let me show you. You need a piece of cardstock, and you need a sturdy-ish card, and you will need a piece of cardstock that is 6.5. Let me move them out of the way. A piece of cardstock that is 6.5. Move that. That is 6.5 by 8.5, and you need to score it. I gotta get my measurements where I've been playing around with it to get this. I haven't copied anybody. This was my idea, where I just been folding and burnishing and folding and everything. So I'm gonna, on the 6.5 inch side, you want to score it at, let me think, yeah, on the 6.5 inch side, you want to score it at 1.5, like so, at 3, 4.5, and 6. Okay, turn it to your 8.5 inch side, and then you want to score it at I gotta think now. Oh, I don't know now. What's that? I don't know what that was now. So 1.5. So gonna score it at 1.5, 2.5, at 7. Oh, that's a bit dodgy. Yes, that's right. It's 7. That's right. So that's 1.5, 2.5, and then at 7. That's right. Okay, we got it. And then you want to fold. I'm going to move this board now. You don't need that now. So I can move that out of your way. Now I'm going to fold and burnish all these score lines like so. So I can't see where they are now on this paper. And there's this one. And there's this one. And go to this side. You've got this one. And you've got this one. And you go this end, and then you've just got this end. Okay, so you got that. So you got these 4 squares, these bigger squares, and then you've got a long rectangle. So what you need to do is, if you've got one with 2 squares at the top, and that's your bottom. So what you can do is, on the bottom end, cut up your first score line and wedge that out, because you don't need that one. Okay, then you cut up these 4, 1, 2, and 3, like so, and you've got these 4 little tabs. Okay, now you turn it around, so you've got that. Right, so cooking on gas now. So on this edge, on this side, I'm going to cut up your score line to your second score line. Okay, and then you want to cut this in this bigger piece. You've got one square, big piece, and one little square. You want to cut the little square, and you want to cut that one in half, and then just notch them out. Okay, like that. Okay, if that makes sense, just cut that straight. Then on this piece, you cut up the score line to your second score line, and then you cut out your first to your first score line, and you cut that right off. Okay, and you can wedge them out like that. Okay, so you'll have that. And this piece here, you cut just go up to your score line, you cut this one right off to your first score line, and then you can cut this one in half, so you get that little bit. Then on this piece, cut up your score line, and you wedge that out. Then you cut off to your first score line, and then you wedge these out. Okay, so let me move them, and you'll have something that looks like that. Okay, so when your box is together, that's going to glue to there, like so. They're all going to be glued down, and then that is going to be your lid. So your lid's going to go. Oh, now hang on. So that lid's not going to go in there. So have I done? How have I done that now? How have I done that one wrong? I've done this one wrong. Because that's not going to go in there, because that's got to go in there. And that's not going to fall in there, is it? Oh, that's right. I've glued all these down. That's right. I've glued all this down. I didn't have an opening. I glued it all down because you got the window. So I glued it all. And then that's your back. So this is going to be your front piece. Okay? So on the front piece, I took an inch square. So this is going to be my front on this one. So that's going to be my front. So work out which end is your front, because this is your back. So this is my front. When you put it together and work out which side is your front, and I'm just gonna work out where the center is, but leave just a little bit of a gap either side, because you're going to make this a window. And now I do that, I'm going to stick, this is an inch piece wide, and I'm going to stick this down. You could have this longer if you wanted, but I thought, well, it's only going to be a little window, so I don't want it too long. And I'm going to judge the center, and I'm going to put that there. Okay, and I'm going to glue that onto there, and then I'm going to get my knife, and what I do, get the, doing that one, let's get a metal one, get my knife, and I just pop my knife on the edge of that card just to start it off, and I just cut where that piece of card is, just to help me cut. So there you go. And then I cut it with the scissors, and it's just as easy to cut it with the scissors. If you want to cut it with the blade all the way, that's fine, but I likes to just cut it with the scissors. It's just as easy, to be honest. by sticking this piece down, it just gives you a help, just to help you where the acetate's gonna go. And there you go. So that's all nice and flush. Then I got a piece of acetate, and I'm just gonna cut it just a smidgen longer than my piece of card. And this is just a plain piece of acetate, and I'm just gonna pop the wet glue all the way around my window, and I'm gonna pop my acetate sheet on, glue that in. Like so. Give it a couple of minutes to dry. Okay. Then I'm going to pop some glue on this piece. And close that up. I mean, you can leave them flat now, like that, until you're ready to gift your gift. I mean, you could put out sweets in here or anything you want to put in here. Okay, and then this is going to be your back, so I'm going to pop them in first, and I like to put on a bit of glue just to stick them down. So that's going to be there. And I'm going to pop some glue onto this piece. And that should have been first. Never mind. Get the drift. Pop that down. Like that. And then push my bone folder in. Like that. And then I'm going to pop my little candles in. I've got 1, 2, as I said, you can put sweets in